Kyan, we miss you incredibly. The house has no music.
Kyan was 12 years old. His life ended as he and his father were passing through a farm gate on their Queensland property near Gympie.
Kyan was in the front seat, so typically whoever's in the front seat would open the gate. Whether he forgot about the trailer behind it or whether he decided to swing onto the trailer, that he got caught between the end of the gate and the trailer. And I heard him yell out and, of course, stopped the car instantly. Yelled for help. Neighbour came running. So for 30 minutes, he and I were doing CPR for 30 minutes until paramedics arrived. The scene haunts us.
Kyan's mother Amanda doesn't want her son's life to be defined by his tragic death.
When I saw what was going on in the media, I became not angry, but I just realised that this was going to be his legacy unless, you know, we changed the story, and we knew that Kyan was so much more than just the news headlines.
Kyan was neurodivergent, a term used to describe someone with neurological conditions like autism and ADHD.
He was a creature of habit. Absolute routine was everything for him. So getting up in the morning, making his bed, you know, it's immaculate. His room's immaculate. He liked animals because they kind of loved him back unconditionally and didn't feel judged.
When Kyan was having moments that were overwhelming, which were often, he would run down to the goat paddock and he would just spend an hour there, and that really helped regulate how he was feeling. So that was one of his outlets, was animals. One of the things that he used to really love was those really tight hugs, especially from Ian. He was the only one that could really get through with Kyan. I didn't get hugs, but Ian did all the time.
Haircuts. Had to negotiate those 3 or 4 months out in advance. So the agreement was, of course, he negotiated once a term. It's four haircuts a year. That was all he was prepared to allow us.
And we actually got him to the point where he'd agreed to have a haircut on the Monday that he died. So he never got that haircut. He's probably very thankful.
But Kyan had a special talent, a talent his parents discovered when they brought home a piano.
The moment he plugged into his superpower was really when we saw him playing for Elise. I think that was really the first time that he realised that he could do something so incredible for himself. And he could focus all his energy and attention on that. To just play it from memory was actually really surprising.
Kyan was taught how to play classical piano by one of the unlikeliest of teachers, YouTube.
Did you teach him?
No, he just taught himself.
We realised very quickly that this is something that's not a fleeting passion or a fleeting activity for him. We realised that, firstly, there's some talent there, that he's passionate about it.
He would slowly unfold the classical pieces to us, and my heart would just burst with pride. Inside, I just felt like, who is this child? You know, is he really our child that can do all these things?
And I was one of those annoying dads who were showing everyone at work, you know, videos.
I think the proudest moment was when Kyan said to me, I want to go to an open mic night. And he went and he got up on stage, and this is the kid that hates stages and hates attention, and he played his medley, and my heart just filled when everyone clapped, you know, and he did this little bow. My heart just wanted to explode with joy. I was so proud.
Kyan was just hitting his groove when his life was cut short. But as his grieving mum was looking through Kyan's belongings, she made a remarkable discovery.
I had no idea, so when I saw that notebook and flicked through, it was right in the middle page. It's beautifully written in lead pencil, music, and I knew instantly what it was. There was just that one single page, that had these 4 bars on it.
Armed with his unfinished symphony, Kyan's parents were determined to create a lasting legacy for their son.
After I found that piece, I knew that we had to hear it. Neither of us can read music, and we don't know many musicians. And then I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to ask everyone on my Facebook. And I put it up on Facebook, and I asked people.
Friends, strangers and musicians from around the country heard the call. And members of professional orchestras were among them.
To think that this young boy was at the very beginning of that lifetime relationship to music, I think it touches any musician.
While the Queensland Youth Orchestra went to work, Sydney Symphony was also on the case.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
It's amazing.
I put my hand over my mouth and I just cried because it was like a little part of him had just come to life a little bit. Seems funny, but it was like just hearing a little bit of his mind again.
At Kyan's funeral last Sunday, his music finally came to life, thanks to members from the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, the Queensland Symphony Orchestra, the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, and the Queensland Youth Orchestra.
Privileged to be your father. For you are my pride, my heart, my fun. But tragedy broke my heart as your last word was Dad. I miss you, I love you, and I'll see you soon.
The kindness of strangers has been incredibly humbling during this time, and I've been reminded of the beauty of humanity. And for that, we are forever grateful.
I'm going to miss his deep hugs. I was one of the lucky few people that got them.
I think this is Kyan's gift to the world, and I think music is so powerful and more powerful than we realise. I think Kyan would have liked everyone to understand how powerful classical music is, and that's because he said, "There's no words to tell you how to feel, you have to feel it, Mum."
That's an incredible story, and obviously there's still so much grief there, and that's going to carry on for such a long time. But the commitment of turning Kyan's life into a celebration, is really beautiful.
Yeah, and I understand the family is still looking for someone to finish it, turn it into a full piece, and it would just be, I mean, with the start that's underway, that would be so.
It's a beautiful piece of
It's
music.
really beautiful.
It really is.